Well, have you? Have you ever come up and obviously reached a moment when you feel like you are really lost of words? I'm lost of words because we are talking about the same things every other game that is going to pass through or to pass by, and it again, United has gone ahead to obviously lose another game. And remember, we last won when playing against Man City. Spurs beat us by 4-3 in the Carabao Cup. Then we went ahead to obviously come to Old Trafford to be hosted by to host Bournemouth. Bournemouth beat us by 3-0. From Bournemouth, we had to obviously go away to play at Molineux. That is on Molineux. That is against Wolverhampton Wanderers. They beat us by 2-0. And here we come again to obviously face it off with the Newcastle, and it's another loss. It's really tears in the camp of Manchester United, and I tell you, it's really pressure mounting onto Ineos, because some people thought that it's the manager. And yesterday, I intentionally did that video of Ronaldo, that sort of Ronaldo, to obviously come here and really let you know that it's not all about the manager. And Ronaldo has come up on several occasions and really stated it out wide to the public that it's not the manager. And he said, if you are having an aquarium and you want to fix it, you have to first remove the fish and fix the aquarium. Meaning that the club has to first be fixed to obviously meet the standards of what we call the levels that other clubs are at. And then we can look at the other things. And he referred to the fish as the manager. He's like, the managers are not the problem. And for how many times have we come out and said the managers are not the problem? On several occasions, we've come up and obviously told you that the managers are not the problem. You understand? There are certain things that should be fixed in the board and the players that are supposed to obviously quit, And Ruben Amorim last won a game of football when we beat Man City by 2-1. You understand? And ever since then, we've lost 4-3 to Tottenham Hotspur in the EFL Cup. We've lost 3-0 to Bournemouth, then 2-0 to Wolves and 2-0 to Newcastle. These are 4 consecutive losses for Ruben Amorim. And I don't think that even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really did that, or even Eric Ten Hag did it. You understand? So I think pressure is mounting onto the club of Manchester United, and you have to worry a little bit when you get to know the next 2 games that we are playing as Manchester United. It's Liverpool away at Anfield, and Arsenal is going to be hosting us at the Emirates. And I tell you what, that's how worse it's really going to be getting. 19 games played, and Ruben Amorim has come up and obviously coached the following games in the Premier League: Ipswich, Everton, Arsenal, Nottingham, Man City, Bournemouth, Wolves, and Newcastle. He has so far managed 8 games in the Premier League. In 8 games, he has won 2, drawn 1, and lost 5. So it's really very alarming, and it might go to 6, in the game of Liverpool that we're going to be playing, because Liverpool is the best team in the Premier League right now. Yesterday, we would obviously annihilate West Ham by 5-0. So it worries you a lot when you're obviously going to be playing Liverpool at Anfield, and you know how hard it has going to be against those teams. And there is something I hinted on, that United is becoming a team with a small team mentality, because a team with a small team mentality comes up and obviously says, we are obviously going to come up and obviously beat that team. The big ones, when they're playing big teams, they obviously put up a show, like we did against Man City and Arsenal, though we lost to Arsenal. And when we obviously come to play these other teams that are really small, we are bullied and we cannot produce results. That is the most worrying bit of it all. So I tell you, it's not going to be easy business. That is it. It's not going to be easy business. So I tell you what, Manchester United is really in the worst state ever. I've never seen United in a state like this. I've never in my entire life. Even when Sir Alex Ferguson had a bad run when we lost to the likes of, we drew with Villarreal I think we lost to Lille and this other team coming in from Israel. And I think we failed to even go through the group stages of the Champions League. I think that was around 2005, 2006, there around. Was it there? There was a time when United looked bad, but the manager was really having a plan and went ahead, obviously, rebuild that club of Manchester United. You understand? But we never looked worse as we are right now, and we never went ahead, obviously, register in results like you're really showing right now. But all in all, you have to really see the way we considered those goals, that ball going past Harry Maguire, Matthias De Ligt, and then it is nodded back. It's not in the back of the net by Alexandra Isak. Then another cross that was made by, is it Joelinton, to obviously make it 2-0 for the club of Manchester United. Sorry, for the club of Newcastle. And after getting those goals, they're like, we can even get more. We don't have that fear factor that teams really used to have when you're really playing at Old Trafford, and it's really phasing out. And this has become a pattern that in the past, in the first season, for every manager, these players put out a show. The second season, they really show like we are off, But now, under Ruben Amorim, even the new manager bounce has not gone ahead to obviously show up. It hasn't obviously showed up. So it shows you that we are into the worst period ever, because the new manager bounce couldn't obviously get us results. And I've been vocal about this, that Ruben Amorim, if I'd follow him, I would have gone ahead to go to the back four, collect results. Then after collecting results, I obviously go ahead to obviously fix my team in the summer, because we have a lot of time during the summer. United is not going to be playing in the World Club Cup, meaning that he's going to be having 2 months of really teaching these players, his new signings, what we call his system. Even in the due course of this season, he would have wanted to stick with the back four. And if we obviously get a lead of like 3-0, then he tells his team for the last 20 minutes, let's play a back three and see how we can obviously transit. You understand? I think that's better that way. But I don't see him surviving if he continues really doing this. I don't want him to be sacked. But as I told Erik ten Hag, that you are sacking yourself when you're keeping Rashford, Bruno and Garnacho on the pitch, yet you have players like Aman who are really better. And people are like, Rokani, no way, you're lying. And I was like, okay, let's wait and see how things are really going to unfold. And at the end of it all, Ten Hag found himself sacked, and I don't want us to obviously see this other manager getting sacked. Alexandra Isak in the 4th minute and Joelinton 19th minute. That's when the game of football really went ahead, obviously come to an end. Casemiro missed out on a sitter. I've gone ahead to see people going at him, and I'm like, you people, that is a number 6. And you would have gone ahead, obviously hail him for obviously being able to be in that position at that particular period of time when the ball was being brought in. You understand? If it's a number 9 or a forward, I blame him. But there is no way I blame Casemiro for that, because all I know is that he has found himself in a position of really putting in a very huge shift and making that run, to obviously find himself in that 1800s box. I have to give him his flowers for that. But let's not continue to obviously judge, judge so much. He still has some time, I think. I don't know what his bosses are like telling him. And even if he brings in players in January, it's written nowhere they're going to hit the ground running. That is it. That's where people get it wrong. You see, if you bring in a player in the summer and has a preseason, it's always, if you sign like 5 players, out of those 5, it's like 1 or 2 that can hit the ground running. If I can have like 3, that's better. You get? Now, in the January transfer window, there is no time. The team is struggling. There is a lot of pressure. And which player do you think is going to be brought in to obviously help us raise the bar so high? You understand? So, the stats were as follows. 10 shots by United. Newcastle had 12. 1 shot on target by Manchester United. And Newcastle had 53% ball possession by Man United, 43% ball possession by Newcastle, 575 passes completed by Manchester United, 509 passes completed by Newcastle. 86% passing accuracy and 85% passing accuracy. 13 fouls by Man United, 8 fouls by Newcastle. 1 yellow card to both teams, no red cards issued to either Man United or Newcastle. 1 offside to Manchester United and 4 offsides to Newcastle. 2 corners to Man United and 3 corners to Newcastle. And guys, United is 14th, as you see there, 14th on the Premier League table, and obviously it is really looking bad and bad and bad and bad and bad. I don't know how things are gonna pan out. Let's wait and see what happens when they're playing against Liverpool. But for that game, Bruno and Manuel Ugarte return into the squad of Manchester United. But there are certain questions that you really keep asking yourself. Why is the manager not starting Kobbie Mainoo? You know, why is he playing him on the bench? In the game of City, I think he came in through and we looked better. He looked, even today when he came in through, we looked better in that game of football. So I don't know what Amorim is doing with Kobbie Mainoo, but you can't pair Eriksen and Casemiro to obviously come up and take on Joelinton, Sandro Tonali, and Bruno Guimaraes. You understand? You can't do that. You can't do that. You know, it's like you've thrown yourself into a lion's den, and moreover, the Lions are really hungry. You understand? So I think those are things that Amorim needs to fix immediately. You know, at least let's have that double pivot of Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo, and then we'll say the best, because he brought them on when you're playing against Ipswich. He saw the results, you know, and he had taken a lot of time without playing Eriksen, and I was like, if you want to start Eriksen, put Kobbie Mainoo in with Casemiro, and let Eriksen be played in a 10. And you saw to it that when Kobbie Mainoo came on and Eriksen played in a 10, at least we are not porous in that double pivot. You understand? So those are things that Amorim should obviously come and fix. But we've gone ahead to concede very many goals again, and I don't think that there is any manager who has ever gone ahead to concede such number of goals in his first 8 Premier League games of Manchester United. 1 against Ipswich. You understand? 2 against Arsenal. 1 against Man City. Those are 4. Then 3 against Nottingham Forest. 3 against Bournemouth. Those are 10. You get 2 against Wolverhampton Wanderers and 2 against Newcastle. You know, meaning that he has conceded 15 goals in 8 games, meaning that he's averaging almost 2 goals in any game. That is not really great, because you are not scoring and you are not really defending. So what exactly is the team doing best? You know, what exactly is the team doing best? Having possession, because when you look at possession, we had 53%, and I've already told you, possession doesn't win any game of football. That is it. Possession doesn't win any game of football unless you create chances. And look, however much we had the possession, Newcastle had more shots at goal and more shots on target than Man United. You understand? So that doesn't really matter. I've gone ahead to see people come out and say he's really having a style of play. I tell you, even if you have a style of play and you're not really registering the results, you can't be here any further. That is it, and I'm calling for your reactions into the comment section below. Rock and David is my name. I sign out. Bye-bye.